to the 5-minute meetup. This is a 5-minute video I do on Fridays as opposed to my longer form videos on Tuesdays. And today I'm talking about waiting. If you know anything about traditional publishing, you'll know that there's a lot of waiting involved. You wait when you're like getting your shit written and like sending it off to betas and CPs. You wait when you're querying agents. You wait when you get an agent and you are getting edits from your agent. You wait when you are on submission to try and get a book deal. You wait as you're on submission. You wait when you sell a book and your editor is editing. You wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. Traditional publishing is a lot of waiting. And if you didn't know that now, sorry to break the bad news to you. There is a shit ton of waiting involved in traditional publishing. But again, with the hopes that like when the waiting is all over, that it is worth it. When I get to that stage, I'll let you know. Though I'm sure it will be. So today I was going to talk about some tips for how to deal with waiting in publishing, in traditional publishing specifically. Because there's so much waiting, like you can drive yourself wild with the waiting. And so these are just like some strategies that I've used in the past to help me get through the difficulty of waiting that can hopefully help you too. First tip I have is to find a hobby. Find a nice, relaxing hobby that you can zone out doing. So like whether that's playing video games or like adult coloring books or like going on super long walks, find a hobby that you can do and just empty your mind. For me, what I did is I got these like color by sticker books, and you like, they have like colors and you like stick the stickers on. I love sticking on stickers. And so I did that. Sometimes I sewed. So I sewed like a bag, a pair of shorts that I sewed poorly so then I could wear them. But things like that, where it's an activity that you do and it just like clears your mind because you're so focused. I also really like doing logic puzzles, which is great because then your mind is really occupied. And so it's hard to like think of all those things you're waiting about because you're occupied doing an activity. Second thing I would recommend is to avoid overchecking. So to avoid overchecking your emails and your like messages, to avoid overstalking agents and editors online, because half the time, actually I won't even say more than half the time, almost all the time, whatever they're saying online isn't even gonna help you with what is going on with your own submission. It'll just like help drive you crazy. And like everybody does that. It's part of the process. Like pretty much everybody will like have a little moment of like stalking or like have a little moment of like obsessively checking their email, but avoid that because it just makes things worse. It never helps. Like I've never like looked at my email to check if I have an email, see I have no email and feel better after that. Like you just feel worse. It sucks. So avoid doing that. Set notifications on your phone or whatever. And if you don't have a notification, then you don't have an email. So stop checking. Number 3, find a healthy way to vent. Sometimes you'll get frustrated, you'll get angry, you'll be damn right pissed off about how long you've been waiting. And that's when it's good to vent, because it's not the same as like doing your hobby, because when you're pissed off, like it's hard to do your hobby and zone out because you're so annoyed. So find a way to vent, whether that's like venting to friends or like going and taking a boxing class, what I did over here, to vent your frustrations on a punching bag, whether that's like you go for a run. Find something to get out your frustrations. A caveat I will say for that is if you're gonna vent to friends, don't do that all the time because that's not fair to your friend and that's really difficult for them. Something else that's good for venting, Facebook groups, like submission Facebook groups or querying Facebook groups. Those are great places to vent. Private DM. Though I will say in a public group, I wouldn't vent too hard. Like you can say querying sucks, but I wouldn't say this specific agent pissed me off because it's a public group and being an author is a public forum. I wouldn't go ham there, but like find private messages, find people that you trust and you can vent there. But again, don't overvent such that you are just using them as your emotional punching bag. That's not what they're here for. They're here to support. So that's my next tip, is to find a safe space to vent. And my final tip for how to deal with waiting in publishing is to work on something new. There is a reason people say work on something new. Specifically in my case, what I do, which is possibly not the right way to do things, but this is what I do, is I'll start a new project, and then the old project, I try and make it as dead to me as possible. And I focus on my new hopes and dreams, on my new brand new baby, because I can control that. My old baby is being judged right now, so it's dead to me. I can't be bothered with it. It's being judged. I don't want to deal with it. But when you have a new project, you have like new eggs in your basket. It's okay if this one doesn't work out because you have other ones. You have other things to get involved with. And I know for some people on submission and querying, like mentally they really can't work on another project. It's fine if you can't write, but even ideating, like coming up with ideas, like thinking about the characters that you want to do, those sorts of peripheral things is still part of like working on something new, and something I would highly encourage, because it's something that can make waiting more bearable, because you know if what you're waiting for doesn't work out, you have something else that you can start working on that you're excited about. And that's really why everyone says work on something new, because it's have something else in your basket that you can be excited about and you can love, so that it doesn't hurt as much if the other thing doesn't work out. One of my lights just went out and so my lighting changed. Anyway, so those are all the tips I have for how to deal with waiting in publishing. Nothing will make waiting easy. I would be shocked. Like, I'm super impatient. So if you think waiting at any point in publishing is easy, kudos to you. I am not that bitch. I'm way too impatient for that. But hopefully these tips can help waiting a little bit more bearable. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to me already, please subscribe. It really helps me out. How does it help me out? It makes me feel nice. That's how it helps me out. And yeah, I post every Tuesday and Friday, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.